So this week, I was inspired to write a meditative story, which follows this short introduction. Now, normally, how I would have proceeded is sit down, think about, okay, what should I do next? What should I plan? How should I strategize? And while that can be effective, I've found over the years that when I just relax and surrender to the creative flow, the inspiration when it comes in its own time, and when I follow that, what results is something that is much more powerful, a much more potent creation. So it's really interesting. I've learned to trust this with the writing of my books, etc. And I'm amazed at this process. So this week, this idea came very spontaneously, and what resulted is a short story called "The Boy and the Cosmos" that explores themes of letting go of our fears, of being reminded of the power of our thinking mind, and also a reminder that we can relax because we are ultimately already what we are searching for. So, all this doing and needing and wanting and wanting the validation, all that stuff that we do as humans, it's good to remember that it's a compensation because we've forgotten that we are already whole. We are already what we're looking for. Now, the reason why meditative stories are so powerful is because it goes straight to your subconscious mind. So it bypasses our critical, analytical thinking mind. And it's really in the subconscious that's the gateway to changing our habits, to creating lasting positive change, to upgrading our belief systems and letting go of negative patterns. There's really no other way. If we don't access the subconscious, it's very hard to create lasting change. So in the story, it's written in a subtle kind of affirmation style with music that elevates your frequency and wording that will help you to slow down your breath and really look within and have an inner experience. So I do hope you enjoy it. If you have any themes you'd like explored in other future meditative stories, please let me know in the comments. Have a good journey, and I'll see you on the other side. Peace. The Boy and the Cosmos. Adam was 12 when the world began to feel heavy. Not suddenly, not dramatically, just enough to notice. A quiet weight had settled in his chest, the kind that doesn't announce itself but lingers, the kind that makes laughter arrive a little later than it used to, the kind that bends your shoulders forward without asking. He didn't have words for it yet, only a feeling that something inside him was tightening, closing, as if a door he couldn't see was slowly being pulled shut. That night, he sat on his bed with the lights turned low. The hum of voices drifting in from the other room. He didn't try to listen. He didn't try to block them out either. Instead, he lifted his telescope and pressed his eye gently to the glass. And there it was. The vastness. The deep, quiet stretch of space, breathing slowly in the dark. Endless. Unhurried. Unconcerned with becoming anything other than what it already was. Adam exhaled a long breath he didn't realize he'd been holding. Everyone seemed to know what he was supposed to become. Work harder, be better, figure it out, don't fall behind. But standing there in the dim light, something inside him whispered, "I'm tired." Then he saw Jupiter. Huge, still, luminous in its place. A presence rather than an object. He leaned closer, resting his forehead against the telescope. "Lucky you," he murmured. "I bet nobody tells you you're not enough." For a moment, there was only silence. Not empty silence, but the kind that listens. And then, not in words, but in a knowing that settled gently into his chest, something responded. "I have storms that could swallow your world." The thought arrived softly, like a breath moving through space. "I have winds that rage for centuries, currents that never truly rest." Adam's breath caught. "And yet, I do not mistake my storms for who I am." Something loosened inside him. "I feel like I'm made of storms," he whispered, "and I don't know how to stop them." "You don't stop them." The reply was calm, certain. "You feel them. You let them move. You let them pass." Adam swallowed, his throat tight. "What if I'm too weak?" The planet glowed, not brighter, not louder, simply present. "You believe you're small because you're looking only with your eyes. But the senses were never meant to tell the whole truth." His chest rose, then slowly fell. "I feel powerless," he said. "Like everything is happening to me." A tear ran down his cheek, and for a moment, the stars seemed to lean closer. "That is the great illusion," the voice replied gently. "To believe you are separate from what you are creating." A pause. Then, softer still, "Every thought you think sends a ripple outward. You may not see it, even with your telescope, but I do. They shape oceans you will never see. They touch lives you will never meet. They echo far beyond what your mind can measure." Adam's eyes widened. "You mean my thoughts matter?" "More than you know. They shape your world. They shape you." Warmth spread through his chest, unfamiliar but comforting. Then why do I feel afraid all the time? The answer came slowly, like a breeze through tall grass. Because fear, when held too long, hardens. Unfelt fear becomes weight. Unfaced fear becomes stone. Something softened inside him. So what do I do? He asked. You turn toward it. You breathe with it. You let it move through you. As the words settled, his shoulders dropped. His jaw loosened. His breath deepened. And then, he whispered, then you remember. A pause. You were never meant to become something else. You were meant to remember what you already are. Autumn lay back on his bed, the stars watching quietly above him. The world hadn't changed. Morning would still come. So would the noise, the expectations. But something inside him had. Above him, Jupiter glowed. Unbothered by darkness, unmoved by storms. It didn't strain, it didn't shine harder. It simply was. Adam pulled his blanket closer, his breathing slow and steady now. And somewhere between the stars and the rise and fall of his chest, the fear inside him softened, like stone warming in the sun, slowly remembering how to become light. Far away, Jupiter watched. And in its own silent way, smiled, knowing that all is well.